Hello everyone, Chris LaChavo with RE/MAX Heritage Professionals. And in this video I want to talk a little bit about 4 ways for buyers to deal with a low home appraisal. Especially when the market's changing quickly, appraisals can get a little inconsistent. And some people think appraisals are kind of, there's some real major scientific process to it. There really isn't. An appraisal is still an opinion of value. Now there are lots of factors an appraiser takes into determining what that value is, but at the end of the day it is still an opinion of value. But if you're looking to buy a home and you're getting a mortgage to purchase that home, appraisal is one of the major hurdles to getting that home, for you to be able to close on that home. And so what happens if your appraisal comes in low? Well, the first thing you can do is that you can appeal the appraisal. It's real important to share that appraisal with your agent. They might be able to help you identify what are some mistakes in that appraisal report. Maybe they have the number of bedrooms wrong, maybe they have the square footage wrong, maybe they've not accounted for some major upgrades like a new roof or new appliances or new flooring or something. Maybe they've actually identified some comps that aren't really good comps, and they've missed some really good comps. And that's where your real estate agent could potentially be very helpful. So that's your first option, is to go ahead and appeal the appraisal. The second thing you could do, now this is going to cost a little bit of money, is to go ahead and order a second appraisal. So my experience with getting an appraiser to change or admit they made a mistake is that's really difficult to do, because they're a professional and they don't like to admit they could be wrong unless it's glaringly obvious. Oftentimes you're stuck with that first appraisal. But if you order a second one, you pay for a second appraisal, and that one comes back higher, your problem is potentially solved. But if you don't want to do that, and certainly there's a cost to a second appraisal, then your next option is to try to negotiate with the seller. Depending on how big the difference is, this may or may not be an option. If you're $5,000 to $10,000 apart, I think most sellers would rather not put the home back on the market and start all over again, depending on how close to list price they were. So if you were within $5,000 to $10,000 of list price, they might be willing to split the difference with you. Maybe you can come up with $2,500 and they lower the price by $2,500, and there you go, you still got a closed sale. If you're $20,000 apart, sellers are less likely to do that. But negotiating with the seller is definitely a potential option. And then the fourth option is you just walk away. If you can't come up with any extra money, and the seller's not willing to budge, and maybe you've tried to appeal, and maybe you've even ordered a second appraisal and that came in the same, the fact of the matter is you're not going to be able to get that $20,000 gap fixed. Your best option at that point is to walk away and try to find another home. So people wonder sometimes what happens when the appraisal comes in low. Those are really the only 4 options you have. And oftentimes what I see is actually the third option, negotiating with the seller, is the most likely outcome that results in you still being able to close the deal. The first 2, I don't see a lot of people ordering a second appraisal. I don't see a lot of appraisers actually admitting they were wrong. And so usually your best bets are negotiating with the seller, and then if that doesn't work, having to walk away. I hope this little bit of information on appraisals helps you. Please give me a call if I can help you or your friends or family in Central Florida buy or sell a home. Remember, I want to make your home buying and selling experience an epic one. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to have more followers. Let me know if there are topics you want me to cover. I'll be happy to cover them for you. Have a great day, everyone.